As we move into the lateral structures of the ankle and palpations, we're going to take a look at the common peroneal nerve, which starts at the fibular head and comes down into the peroneals here. The peroneal muscle group, which is along the lateral aspect of the ankle and is responsible for ankle eversion. The peroneal tubercle is right here. We're then going to take a look at the lateral malleolus, which is this the end of the fibula on the lateral side of the ankle. Then we're going to look at the calcaneofibular ligament, which is the ligament between the calcaneus and the fibula, which comes deep back in here. Then we are going to look at the anterior talofibular ligament, which is the anterior link between the talus and the fibula. Then we're going to look at the posterior talofibular ligament, which is the link between the talus and the fibula in the back here. The cuboid bone, which can be found right here. And then the base of the fifth metatarsal is the structure found here. The anterior structures are the anterior tibial shaft, which is this here. The tibialis anterior, which is the muscle that comes laterally medially across the front of the leg. The extensor hallucis longus, which is the extensor muscle for the big toe. The extensor digitorum longus is the extensor muscles for toes 2 through 4. The dome of the talus can be palpated here. And the sinus tarsi can be found right here. The medial structures of the foot can be seen. The medial malleolus here, the deltoid ligament group, the sustentaculum tali, which is immediately below the medial malleolus, the spring ligament, which is the connection between the navicular bone, or the navicular tubercle, and the calcaneus, or the sustentaculum tali rather, I should say, which is on the calcaneus, the navicular bone, and the navicular tuberosity. The tibialis posterior is the posterior tibial tendon that runs along the medial aspect behind the medial malleolus here. The flexor digitorum longus is the muscle that comes along medially and then wraps around under the foot to flex the big toe. And the flexor digitorum longus does come medially, wraps around to do toes 2 through 4, and then the flexor hallucis longus wraps around the medial malleolus and is in control of the first metatarsal or big toe. The posterior structures on the ankle include the gastrocnemius soleus complex, which is the muscular complex along the back of the leg, the Achilles tendon, which can be seen and palpated here, the subcutaneous calcaneal bursa, which is the bursa under the skin on the calcaneus, the calcaneus itself, which is this large structure here, and the subtendinous calcaneal bursa, which can be found under the tendon here. You can also find the posterior tibial artery pulse, which can be found back here on the ankle. There it is. And then you can also use the dorsalis pedis pulse, which can be found at the top of the foot. This person has a very strong dorsalis pedis pulse.